In-person questions for Jayson?
Hey, Jayson. Can you just walk us through like the last few defensive possessions? And they obviously didn't score much and they didn't shoot well, but really in the last like 3-4 possessions when you guys turned it up, what made you guys able to kind of dig down in that moment?
I think at that point in the game we were just telling ourselves, telling one another, get a stop, get a rebound. Low scoring game, not shooting great, but just figure out a way to win a game. Especially games like this, not the prettiest, but it feels good when you find a way to win a game like this.
Yeah, Ime said after just a few minutes ago that I'm not going to apologize for an ugly win. I mean, what is that the kind of like the feeling here when you get these games, like you just take them and move on?
For sure. Anytime you get a win, you take it.
Were you guys feeding off the juice of Al a little bit facing the Sixers?
Feeding? What you mean?
He clearly was a little bit more amped up facing the Sixers and the way things went down. Josh as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with those guys back and having Ime and I feel like I've played the Sixers more than any team in the league since I've been on the Celtics. So obviously I have a lot of playoff series and battles with them. Mm-hmm. And you always know, regardless of who's on the floor, it's always going to be tough competitive games, between the two.
I didn't ask you on the floor, but a career high 16 rebounds. Ime said at one point, he said it'd be nice if a shot went down for you and you told him you had 9 boards. How important is that for your team? And is it are you putting in a different level of effort on the board?
Yeah, I think just being committed to trying to help us win and, trying to do everything that I can to contribute to that. And, Rob gets mad at me sometimes because he feel like he boxed out and I come steal it, but that's part of the game.
How different is it with Rob out there?
It makes all the difference. On the defensive end, even offensively, one of the best passers, but, he's like that safety net. If you get beat, you trust that, Rob's going to, if not block it, alter the shot, with his ability. So you just got that security blanket, back there with Rob, being in the paint.
And then offensively, I mean, you mentioned it post-game, but what is missing?
Us missing shots. We guarding our butts off 22 games in. I'd be glad for, from top to bottom, some guys that, all be clicking on one night, then just get the ball rolling. I'm sure we haven't shot the ball great as a team this whole season. But, guys put in all the work in the world. It's only a matter of time.
Thank you.
You've had some games down the stretch of these close games where the ball is in your hands, and now a few of these recent games where you're more standing in the corner and Dennis is working pick and roll at the top. Can you just talk about a little bit the progression of trying to figure out that fourth quarter offense? It seems like it's a little bit of either or right now, and I'm sure you guys probably want it to be a little bit more of a flow.
Just depends on the game and how it's going and what matchups we kind of want to attack, knowing that, the best defender is going to be on me, and they probably going to double team, and we rather have maybe somebody else, defensively in the action. So it's always just about managing the game and kind of the matchups we want to attack, late in the quarter.
Seems like that's a lot of sacrifice for you? You know, it's the fourth quarter, it's a 1-point game, and you're being asked to stand in the corner to take away a defender, or you're being asked to move the ball when you're double teamed instead of taking shots that you might normally want to take. And how much of a sacrifice is that for you, and how comfortable are you making that?
I seen a report the other day that said I was a selfish player. That seems pretty unselfish of me, but you know, whatever it takes for us to win. You know, I guess more often than not, it's going to be in my hands, but we play 82 some games in regular season. You know, it's going to be certain nights where, you know, you might need to space the floor, take the best defender away out the action, and see what we get. They said you said it, Abby.
Jayson, the fall, you hit your right shoulder, and how are you after that?
Yeah, I guess it looked worse, and it stung in the moment, but I'm good. I'm fine.
Toronto, you had a career 10 assists and then 2 rebounds tonight. When you're not shooting well, is that satisfying? I mean, obviously you want to score 30 plus and all that, but when you get, you said before, the selfish thing, when you get 10 assists and 16 rebounds, are you coming home still satisfied about your performance?
For sure, because it's like, you know, I contributed to winning. You know, I still dominated, still impacted the game at a high level, without necessarily scoring 30, 40 points, and still winning. You know, go home and sleep well at night.
And one last one. There was a time on the court you went up to Jalen, kind of pat him on the back of the head, kind of like keep it up, you know, because he seems like he's just grinding, trying to get back. I mean, what did you tell him, and how do you kind of encourage him to keep it going?
Keep your head up. You know, there's times when I'm down and he sees it, and I see when he's down. Because I know how hard he works, and you know how bad he wants it. And you know, having COVID and the hamstring injury and trying to come back, you know, I know how tough it can be, and how, you know, bad you want something and it may not be going that way at the moment. How frustrating it can be, but you're still trying to find a way to win. And we all human, you know, we get down on ourselves sometimes, and we, you know, when you see that, you know, tell them it's gonna be all right. You know, still try to be him, because you know we're at our best when he's, you know, the best version of Jaylen Brown. And sometimes guys just need to be reminded of that.
We'll wrap it up right there.